In this video, we're going to explore the parts of our personality that engage in a mode of behaviour that's designed to avoid the uncomfortable and unwanted emotional experience that we fear the most by jumping into activities without thought for the consequences of what it is that we're choosing to do. Usually the actions we take when we're blended with these parts impact our ability to live the life we want to live by compromising our true, authentic values and beliefs, or they impact those around us in ways we could avoid if we were able to unblend from the mode and communicate with people from a healthy adult point of view. So today, let's have a conversation about the impulsive child that gets activated within our personality system. When the impulsive child is activated within our system, it's often combined with the undisciplined child, and it's characterized by what seems like selfish or uncontrolled behaviors, primarily in response to our emotional childhood needs not being met in the current situation, or the fear of an emotional experience that we don't know how to face. In the extreme version of this mode, we may seem to others like we're behaving in reckless or manipulative ways towards the people around us in order to get our own personal needs met. The impulsive child will do things without thought for the consequences, not because it doesn't care, but because it doesn't have the skills to see life in a way that's adaptive and effective for us to live the life we want to live from that healthy adult perspective. If and when we get asked about the impulsive nature of our behaviour, a lot of us may justify it by labelling it as it's just the kind of person I am, I'm way too spontaneous, man. The problem is that this statement is usually put out there without the knowledge of the difference between what impulsive and spontaneous responses actually are. The impulsive response is primarily designed to avoid a difficult emotional experience that we're expecting in the near future. And as I said before, impulsivity has us compromising our true, authentic values and beliefs. This leaves us battling with the guilt and shame that gets activated from what's mostly just a basic lack of integrity. When we act impulsively, we jump into taking actions without the thought of how these actions might impact us or the people around us. This is a very different thing to when we act from a state of wise mind and do things spontaneously. When we take on a healthy adult perspective and we do things with spontaneity, we're excited by the possibility of doing something that takes us away from the routine and structure we already have in place. At the same time, we have the ability and the capability to think about the impact of our actions. We're aware that we have other responsibilities, and we know that there's a need for us to be true to our beliefs so we can live the life we want to live and be the person that we want to be. Now, this doesn't mean that life is boring and we never get to change our routine or do things that we didn't plan. In fact, it's quite the contrary. Having routine and structure in place is what gives spontaneity its true meaning. When I have a wise mind perspective, I can weigh up the pros and cons of the spontaneous action that I want to take. I can communicate with the people I need to communicate with to maintain my values and beliefs. Then I can go in the direction that I want to go without fear of being caught doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, or sitting in the guilt and shame that gets activated later when the impact of my actions is brought to my attention. When blended with the impulsive child mode, none of this wise mind behaviour takes place. We do the thing that grabs our attention, we get caught up in the excitement of the emotion, and we do what it is that we want to do without thought for the impact that it might have. For me, my impulsive behaviours revolved around a desire for instant gratification. I was unable to sit with myself when there was nothing to keep me occupied. When there was an uncomfortable emotional experience playing out within my personality system, my desire to escape went through the roof. My impulsive child found ways to run away from my fears, which was a behaviour that I learned from an extremely early age. My basic inability to cope came from the things that I'd seen and the things that I was told, along with my own emotional sensitivity overwhelming my system. My vulnerable child was at the centre of my impulsive behaviours. My desire for instant gratification was strongly connected to my fear of not being able to cope with the impact of loneliness, sadness, guilt and shame. When there was a possibility of experiencing these feelings, not necessarily the experience of the feelings themselves, my impulsive child would kick into action in an attempt to escape from anything associated with actually facing up to my perceived emotional state. Sometimes my impulsive child would show up when there were opportunities for me to go somewhere that I needed to go, regardless of what else I'd got planned. You've got a spare ticket for the game tonight? The biggest game of the season, and you've got a ticket for it? I don't care about anything else that I've got in place. I couldn't care about anybody else that I've agreed anything with. You need to get me in that seat. You need to give me that seat so that I can be there for that game tonight.
Yeah, I want to go do that. That sounds so much more exciting. No, it doesn't matter about those things. No, I might be in trouble, but it doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter, because no, they won't. No, I don't care about what they think. I don't care about what they do. I don't care about how they're going to feel. Well, it doesn't really matter. I just want to do that. That's so exciting. Yeah, let's go do it.
Seriously, no, I don't care about the consequences. I couldn't care about who it's going to impact, how it's going to impact them. We need to do this. I need to be there for that game. There were also times when he would show up when I was struggling to figure things out and the fear of defectiveness was present in my system. This is really difficult to figure out. I actually don't know if I can figure this out. I need to figure this out. My deadline's coming up soon. If I don't figure this out, I'm going to be in trouble. I've got to try to figure this out. But what if I can't figure this out? What if I can't work out how to get this done? If I can't hit that deadline, what am I going to do?
I know what we can do. We can look at that thing on your phone, that YouTube or whatever it's called. Yeah, let's look at that. There's those video things that are on there, those videos. They're good. They're a lot of fun. They're good. Yeah. We don't have to worry about this. Let's look on that YouTube thing at the videos. That's a lot more fun than doing this. This is boring. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. That's a lot more fun. YouTube videos. YouTube and videos. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'll do it later. Who cares about the deadline? It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Where's that video I like? Yeah, man. And then there were times when he would get activated to avoid a task I knew I had to do. He would find an impulsive thing to do instead that would take me off in a different direction. Man, I really don't want to go to work today. I can't be bothered to deal with all of those customers with their constant complaints and their constant demands, always constantly asking for things. Wait a minute. My kids are going to the fair today. Yes, my kids are going to the fair today. Who cares about the customers? My kids are going to the fair. That'll be so much better.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's go to the fair. Who cares about your customers? I don't even know what customers are. Yeah, let's go to the fair. Let's go to the fair. Let's go.
Yeah, let's find the kids and see what time they're going. Where are they? Yeah, I don't need to let anybody know. That's okay. They'll figure it out. They can figure it out without me. It's not a problem. Where's the kids? Where's the fair? However my impulsive child showed up, it was usually some kind of effort to run away from the things that I saw as being difficult for me to do. These were often the things that a part of me believed I would fail at, things that a part of me didn't want to be held accountable for, along with any kind of relationship with a person that a part of me didn't think I'd connect with because I didn't measure up to what they wanted me to be. These ineffective and maladaptive behaviours revolved around my unmet childhood needs for attachment and autonomy, and when my system felt like those needs were not being met, my impulsive child wanted to escape immediately. This need for impulsivity also led me to my substance and process of choice because it worked in conjunction with my detached self-soother, the part that wanted to use these things to escape and a part that we're going to explore in a different video. But I think it's important to mention right now because it's worth noting that when I stopped using substances to cope with my emotional state, my impulsive child ramped up its activation and it showed up in so many different ways. My unhealthy desires for sugary food, binge watching TV shows at times when I had other responsibilities, or hiding from people when I was supposed to be interacting with them, were all indications that I might be struggling with an unwanted emotional experience. Stepping into my fears meant learning how to work with my impulsive child. Soothing its desire to run from these fears was a key factor in my recovery. Understanding my own emotional maturity was a difficult thing to face, and using the skills available in both dialectical behaviour therapy and schema therapy to stop, breathe, and observe and describe what was happening in my system helped to regulate the behavioural responses by implementing the distress tolerance skills of accept and improve, as well as helping me to educate this part and many others using the principles of emotion regulation skills like planning ahead to build mastery, combined with the new internal narrative that I've created through the development of the Raven exercise. This gave me the opportunity to remove the burden of responsibility that was being held by my parts to protect my vulnerable child so I could go on to live the life I wanted to live. In the PDF at the bottom of the website page that's connected to this video, you're going to find a documented written version of this video along with a worksheet that's designed to help you figure out what the impulsive child might look and sound like when it's activated within your own personality system. Take some time to download it, print it out, and work through the questions and exercises contained within it slowly. If you can, allow yourself to sit with the experience of the impulsive child, keeping in mind this is going to be an extremely difficult thing to do, as the emotional experience of this part is connected to the coping mechanisms for the uncomfortable and unwanted emotional experiences that we avoid the most. Learning how to actually listen to the impulsive child gives us some insight for what it fears the most, and in turn, why it feels the need to act impulsively. This is how we build compassion and empathy for this important part of our system, and ultimately how we learn to practice unconditional self-acceptance. Guys, if you like the content of this video, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and turn on those notifications to get all the latest from me and the Liberation Place. If you'd like to know more, come join the live online meetings that I facilitate for free each week on Zoom. I'll leave some links to those meetings in the description below. I hope this video gave you some insight for the impulsive child and what it might represent for you in your own personality system. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Take care, be safe, and be well.